Over the years, we've struggled with how can you actually get more movement out of a hand? How do you give someone more active extension of their fingers when they're able to grip onto something but then they can't let go?
For me, for a long period of time, all I could do was clench the fist, and I couldn't get it back open again. Well,
it is difficult for him to maybe even carry something because he only uses the left hand and he has a tremble.
My shoulder was very weak, and I had just a tremendously hard time lifting it or making
When I had my stroke, I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want friends to visit me or nothing like that because I didn't want them to see me like this.
So these people who've literally been stuck, they come to me, they've had their stroke years ago, have just kind of been plateaued, or what else can you do for me? Now we finally have a new device that offers them hope and also gives them more use of their hand, which is extremely exciting.
We didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what the doctor was talking about when he suggested this. But we were going to so many therapies, so many doctor visits, and we just seemed to be at a stalemate when you're in that position where all else has failed. Being a mother, you just go for what you need to have.
This is the first device that really has been able to provide us with that sort of custom-fitted direct muscle stimulation to the muscles, to our target muscles, that nothing else has enabled us to do.
things twitched. I did notice the other day, I was kind of excited. I got some movement out of my index finger.
Really?
I was sitting there and I wiggled it just a little bit.
That's wonderful.
I had never done that before.
It really provides the sensibility to do some task-specific training and carry it over to functional activities. I mean, they're thrilled. I've had people actually have even cried during the session because they haven't seen that reaction for so long. So it's amazing.
One of the exciting things about the H200 is the fact that patients can actually use the device functionally, so they can actually grasp and release objects with the device.
I've used just traditional E-stim, and I found it challenging to get the electrodes placed right. And even if you get them placed right in the clinic, inevitably the patients will place them in the wrong position, or they won't use it, or you don't get the follow-through, or they don't use it enough. So I thought that here is something that they can use to get the benefits of the E-stim and then also to work on some functional activities. It's their custom E-stim orthotic. The key is we can keep things as simple and as easy for our patients so it fits into their lifestyle, then they'll be more inclined to use it repetitively throughout the day. I think it's just easier for them to use.
Compliance with the home exercise programs with H200 has increased dramatically. Once it's custom fit to that particular patient, they can put it on, keep it on, and turn it on when they need to do their exercise program. It just affords a whole host of independence for them.
The trick is to have that continued carryover at home, not just for a half an hour or an hour, but for several hours a day, 3 to 4 hours a day. And that's where I think with the Bioness H200 is really important, because it enables the patient to get that active motion for several hours a day.
I'll use the H200 2 hours in the morning, take it off, and I'll use it again 2 hours at night after dinner.
I have a towel under my arm and I'm pushing on the table like this to help strengthen my shoulder. And I do that for about 25 minutes.
In the morning, I use it for an hour, and then in the afternoon for an hour, and then in the evening, just before I go to bed, I use it again for an hour. So I use it 3 hours a day.
3 hours is not too much time to spend in therapy if you can get the use of your arm and your fingers to help you with the everyday things that you have to do.
The H200 differs from other products on the market in that it is a recovery approach instead of an adaptive approach. Instead of just trying to make things work as they are, we are actually focusing on a recovery process.
People are going to be able to do more with their hand. And because of that, they may not need as much therapy in the future. Because often when they stop using their hand or their arm, things start to tighten up again, and they need additional therapy, additional splinting down the road. And so if we can maintain some of this range, improve their strength and motor control, I believe that we can, in the long run, save money from not needing as many spasticity treatments or as much therapy. When we've combined these treatments, as far as the spasticity reduction with the Botox injection, and now with the H200, we were able to strengthen and actually improve the control of these weaker muscles. Now they're able to actually use the hand more functionally.
And I've seen with the H200, as long as the patient can apply it and knows how to activate it, they do use it because they don't necessarily have to do exercises with it. They can, for part of the time, they can just go about their daily activities and wear it, and then for part of the time, they can do exercises.
The more we've been using this device, more patients have been able to do tasks with the device, but then when we take the device off, they're actually able to continue to do some of these tasks. And so now, not only can we train these muscles, but we can also have the person use their hand functionally, which is extremely exciting. So now they can grab onto an object and they can let go of an object. And so they can repeatedly do this sort of training. And because of that, now we believe anyway that they can actually have more motor control through improved cortical reorganization.
My patient uses the H200 on her way to therapy. Once she gets to therapy, she's no longer using the device. But it seems to me that there is carryover in that she's much more successful with the use of her hand in therapy and at home and in school and with general activities of daily living.
From a financial point of view, I think it's something that is affordable. And the other thing that I like about it, it's not invasive, and that's something that appeals to me as a physiatrist.
You really can't put a dollar amount on the quality of life that these patients see as an improvement after they've started to use the H200. They're more functional, they're more independent in their home. The need for the caregiver diminishes. They're able to do things by themselves. The functional recovery, the motor improvement, you just can't put a dollar amount on that.
I was so excited. I felt a warm feeling inside because I could open and close my hand with the machine on.
When I write a check, I can hold the checkbook cover so that it stays where it's supposed to. Just those are simple little things, but I couldn't do them before.
I certainly don't need help as I used to, so I was able to get my shirts on and coats and pull my pants up and all that.
The device has just made life very enjoyable for me again, and I think that just about any stroke patient would benefit.
The changes I saw were quite a bit. My arm got much better circulation than it had before, and it doesn't hurt. I don't have any pain in this.
I feel whole again. I feel whole because I can do so many more things than I could before I started using the H200.